Hare Krishna. Temptation buys us on an installment basis. Suppose we want to buy a house and it is very expensive. Then we may decide to pay on an installment basis. So when we have to pay small amounts on a time period that is spread out, then it doesn't appear impossible to pay. While such installment based payment can help us to buy something that is expensive, but subtly we ourselves may get bought up on an installment basis by temptation. That means if the forces of illusion tempted us with something grossly sinful, we would firmly say no to it. But usually they tempt us by asking us to indulge a little bit. So, nobody begins drinking thinking that I will become alcoholic. But they drink once, even if they have read or heard or seen also people who started drinking and became alcoholics, still they think, one drink, what is the problem? And they drink once. So, this one drink may well be a form in which temptation has bought them on an installment basis. The first installment that temptation paid is, oh, a little pleasure. But that little pleasure, it leads to a stronger craving. And that craving makes them drink again, pushes them, goads them to drink again. And as they keep drinking again and again, each indulgence makes the craving stronger and stronger. Till eventually they drink not because the drink is so irresistible, but because not drinking is so unbearable. And thus they become what they had never intended of becoming. Their whole life, their soul gets sold out to alcoholism, where they spend their money, their time, they ruin their career, ruin their relationships, they break their spirituality, all to get the little pleasure of drinking. And something which they would never have done initially, they ended up doing that because temptation bought them on an installment basis. The Bhagavad Gita states that the initial pleasure that we get in sensuality, that is followed by a long tail of torment. Vishayendriya sanyogad yattadagre amritopamam pariname vishamiva tatsukham raja samsmritam. So, the pleasure that we get is like the money that we are being paid, but in the process our soul is being bought over, and eventually when we become enslaved, addicted, that is the poison that we may have to live with and suffer from lifelong. So, rather than risking such a selling of our souls for trivial pleasures, we can begin by using our intelligence to recognize the deceptive strategy of temptation and refuse even to take the harmless seeming, titillating initial pleasure. If we are not attracted by the initial nectar, then the eventual poison won't come to us. And the best way to resist the initial nectar is by persisting in our devotional practices, which give us higher intelligence and higher taste, and thereby they protect us with a sense of satisfaction from temptation. Thank you. Hare Krishna.